The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series. DiscountShopTowels.com. Pro late models on the track going to be heading for our pre-race ceremonies here just shortly. But as always, during the late model portion of the show, joining me in the booth, Mr. Zach Krieger. Zach, you there, buddy?
Yes, I am. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Wagner?
I am doing pretty good. Pretty good show for the street stocks a little while ago. These guys, they made it fun to watch for sure.
Oh, for sure. It was, from my perspective at least, it was an interesting race. Did a lot better, if I'm being honest, than I thought I would with my P14 finish. So, but yeah, I think this race is going to be definitely a big one. Got a lot of fast guys here, and times really are pretty close up to each other.
That 20 cars checked in just over 6/10 of a second from first to 20th in practice. Getting close to going to our pre-race ceremonies, so we will send it down, let the Foley boys take care of everything from here until qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All righty. Thank you to the Foley boys. Getting ready to put cars out for qualifying. Get down here a little bit closer to the track. Got our eyes on the winner from the street stock portion of the show, Andy Gross, right now. Watch Andy get around here. See where they start timing in that. On the clock now down the back stretch for the first time. Out of turn number 4. Looked like the car wiggled a little bit there. Ryan Fisher. Quick time. Then Cole Duggar jumps straight to P number 1. 12:7.81 for his time. Andy Gross was second. Dean Burnt. 12:7.42. 17 car. Nick Sobiek. 684, 688. Cole Duggar went 684. So Duggar on his second lap quicker. Able to grab the top spot back. Dean Burnt at 17 car, still position number 3.
It's impressive the gap between the first two. Cole Duggar with a 12.683. Nick Stobiak with a 12.687. That is 4 thousandths of a time. The smallest of margins here. Out
Reed
here.
Rundle with a 693 posted.
Yeah.
Up to position number 3, second lap. 12.735. No quicker, but still third quick overall. JJ Schilling up to 4th. Burnt drops to 5th. Gross to 6th. Drake Hartzell on track right now. 13.390. I don't think that lap score might be his first lap around, so he's going to post time right here out of turn 4. 12.956. 13th quick. Final car to take time, and he's on his last lap. Into turn 4. Checkered flag in hand. 12.763.
It's going to move him up to 6th.
That's right. 6th place. 12.761. Officially. So qualifying in the books. They'll give these guys that full minute and a half. Give us time to thank you for tuning in. If If you're over on Facebook, be sure to go by Dirt Racing Network Facebook page, like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, hit the subscribe button, each and every time we go live. I see a handful over there in the Twitch and several on Facebook. Don't have the numbers up for YouTube right now, but say hi in the chat. Let us know who you're pulling for, where you're watching from. Always fun to find out where everybody is viewing us from. Inside a minute, second show, final show of the evening. Don't forget tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dominic Santino will be on the call for the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder Series, week number 2 for this series. They head to Cedar Lake, the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Open setups this week. Had a heck of a race last week. Had about 36 cars. They went to, I'm trying to remember where they did go to race last week. I know it was a small track. Had a blast. The guys put on a really, really good race. So be sure you tune in for that. And then Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series. Small block modifieds, or big block modifieds. Big block modifieds this coming Tuesday for those guys. Wednesday, Dirt Slingers, Wednesday Warriors, big block modifieds. They're at Charlotte, I know. And then Thursday, the big show. Wicked Energy Gun 410 Outlaws, 8 o'clock Eastern. All right. Heat number 1 of 2. 2 heats, 10 cars in each heat. Let's run down our Scribbled Up Car Wash starting lineup on the pole. The Shark RC Bodies. Gross Racing, number 14 from Hartford, Wisconsin. He won the street stock portion of the show, and it is dangerous to let that man start on the pole, but he's going to anyway. Andy Gross will have that honor. On his outside, the Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway, number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. Your second row, the Big Hole Performance, number 1 from Greendale, Wisconsin, of J.J. Schilling. And on his outside, the UDTV, Brent Bates, Team Outlaw Motorsports, number 011 from St. Louis, Missouri, Cole Duggar. Row 3 inside, the CJR Pride of Tosa, number 64, out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, of Randy Brunner. And on his outside, from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, the Pink Collar Auto Solutions, number 41, will be Ryan Fisher. Fourth row, inside, Skis Graphics, number 15, of David Konjerski. And on the outside, the Shark RC Car Bodies, number 112, out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Christopher Johnson. And on the back row, on the inside, the 126 of Dean Wallach. And on the outside, the 117 of Jim Butcher.
Very fast heat currently. Definitely some big guys to watch here. Like you said, Andy Gross, never let that man start on pole. He's probably going to be the most dangerous, but you got to look guys like Cole Duggar in that second row. I think this entire top 4, maybe even top 6 is going to be extremely fast. I think everybody in that case actually is going to be on it. As they will round turn 2 currently, they will be going green this lap. Pace truck pulls in. Gross will lead them to the green as they come through turn 3. And then turn 4, they see the green flag. The one car, JJ Schilling's got a little out of whack there on that start. And they're going to be wrecking behind.
All around, We're watching. No caution yet. Wallach kind of sideways back there. I think everybody's going to get him right, but that absolutely going to shake things up. Andy Gross has got the lead. Schilling is second. Chris Johnson in third. Konjerski was fourth. Ryan Fisher in fifth. See some Fisher and some Gross fans in the chat right now. Hi to those guys. One guy said JJ's his idol. You have low standards. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
JJ Schilling off the top side takes the lead down the back stretch, the end of lap number 3. And Schilling, like a rocket, went by Gross right there. So move Gross to second. Then Johnson, Konjerski, and Fisher are now battling side by side for the final 2 direct transfer spots. Everybody's going to top 5, locked into those front 5 rows. So these guys battling hard to start inside the top 10 with the big invert. It's good to get 4th or 5th in one of your heat races. You're going to start a lot closer to the front. We're coming to the halfway point in heat race number 1.
David Konjerski and Ryan Fisher are having a great battle for that 5th spot, for that 5th spot. The slide jobs being thrown at each other. Fisher starts to get away here, and I think there's actually going to be a fight here for the last transfer spot. Konjerski is getting caught majorly by the 011 of Cole Duggar. And who else could you expect to be chasing down David Kondraski more than our points leader?
Cole Duggar now goes to the inside. Slider, not going to get it that time, but he gets alongside and stays there. Down into 3 and 4. If he can find some bite on the exit of 4, he might actually work his way around using the bottom side. I just don't think that's possible right now. Top side just way too tacky and too much momentum, but J.J. Schilling, white flag one more time around. He is way in front of Andy Gross right now.
This fight for the transfer spot. Oh, as Cole Duggar gets into the wall, it's going to have to happen here through the last corner. Duggar throws the slide, not much though. It's going to be Kondraski who gets the last transfer spot.
Yep, Schilling, Gross, Chris Johnson, Ryan Fisher, and David Kondraski, your top 5. Then Duggar, Brunner, Butcher, and Wallach. Wallach with problems on lap number 1. He ends up a lap down, but he did get the car righted and finish the other 9 laps. As we will get ready to take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2. Your Scrub It Up Car Wash starting lineup looks like this. On the pole, the Brunner Brother Racing number 46 of John Brunner out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And to his outside, in the Milkman, number 35, Drake Hartzell. Row 2 inside, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC race team number 43 of Reed Rundle from Oxford, Michigan. And on the outside of him, the RLV Faster Motors VLR, number 23 of Nick Sobiek out of Big Bend, Wisconsin. Third row, Brady Harshbarger. 7 car on the inside. On his outside, the Red Line Race Marketing Checked Out Motorsports number 28 from Waterford, Wisconsin of Tony Brent. And your 4th row, 22 of Nate Sievert inside, 29 of Caden Carlson sitting up high. And the final row for the final heat race of the evening, the B-Hull Performance number 32 out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, Skylar Woods on the inside of that row. And on the outside, his teammate out of Beaver Dam as well, the 75 of James Fletcher.
Little note before they go green, Brady Harshbarger was given a EOL penalty. He will drop to the back, but they're going to lead to the flag. It will be Brunner who takes the green. Everybody gets going. Even start for the front 2. They're going to make 3 wide almost going into turns 1 and 2. Car goes around in the back, but they are still having a major fight for these top 3 spots.
Brunner was way out of shape.
Back.
Yeah, Brunner got out of shape. He's going to fall all the way back to about 7th right there. It's side by side for 2nd. Reed Rundle down on the inside. Nick Sobiek up top. They're all chasing Hartzell right now. I think Rundle's making it work right through the middle. He's going to pull alongside for the lead down in 3 and 4 at the end of lap number 3. Can Rundle get that 43 car squared away? Yes, he can. Sobiek goes around with him as Hartzell got out of shape. So now it's Rundle, Sobiek, Hartzell, Tony Brent into 4th, and Brady Harshbarger now takes that back as he goes 4th. Tony Brent into 5th. I don't think that's all over with yet. There is some problems as Fletcher going to end up sideways. Oh, that was Woods. That was Woods that ended up sideways and got hit by Fletcher. So Woods went for it, didn't make it happen, and he pays the ultimate price right there. We're going to head back to the front, working lap 5 of 10.
And Reed Rundle has very little. There's going to be contact for that 2nd spot. Hartzell went in for a little bit of an optimistic dive and tried for that move out of 2, and he gets together with Nick Sobiek. He's going to drop back to 4th with that 7 car of Brady Harshbarger who started back. He moves up to that 3rd spot. Like I was saying before that contact, we have not seen much pace this year, or this season currently out of Reed Rundle. Of course, came in last year as one of the title contenders, but he has not got off to the start that he had wanted, and I think getting the lead here in this heat, I think we might be seeing a bit of a comeback from Mr. Rundle.
That white flag in the air, and Rundle, champion in the Street Stock Series, did not get it into the late models and has had not really the greatest of luck this season, but he'll pick up the win here in Heat 2. Sobiek, Harshbarger, Hartzell, Sievert, Carlson, Fletcher, Brunner, Woods, and Brent in that order. And Reed Rundle may be starting to turn things around, going to turn the corner here, and maybe we'll see him up on the podium tonight in DiscountShopTales.com Pro Late Model Series. So we are going to head straight into our B main. 10 cars scheduled. All will transfer. They are just racing for their starting spot in the feature. And it's going to be, once again, the Brunners in the row together. On the front row this time, John Brunner on the point, and Randy Brunner to his outside. Row 2, Caden Carlson and Dean Burnt. James Fletcher and Cole Duggar in row 3. Row 4, Jim Butcher and Skylar Woods. And on the back, Dean Wellick and Tony Brent. So everybody transferring. This more of a formality than anything else, as we will get 12 laps in with these guys. And where they finish here, they will pick up in positions 11 through 20. And that is where they will start our feature race. Right now, ready to roll off. And there they go.
Going to see some good racing here from a lot of these guys. It's going to be interesting to see who can get the win and who's going to get the best starting spot in the feature.
Little extra tack time. They're going to figure out what lines are starting to change, where things are going. So let these guys get this thing started. 12 quick laps for them.
Green, green, green. As they take the green, Brunner gets a good jump on that restart. He's going to move forward. There's going to be some little contacts further back behind as they head down into turn 3 and 4. They're going to head clean out. There's going to be a fight here for the lead as Brunner gets a little brush into it. He's going to strike the wall.
Brunner's around.
Sort of chaos.
No caution. Amazingly enough, Carlson comes out with the lead. Fletcher, then Randy Brunner, Skylar Woods, Dean Wallach, Jim Butcher, Cole Duggar, Tony Brent, Dean Burnt, and then John Brunner way back in this one. But Kate Carlson took the lead. Oh, clips the tire. That might end his night. He might have messed up the suspension on the left front of that car. We'll see if he can hang on to the lead with the pack of hounds chasing him down.
He's going to keep it going. I think that he's also getting helped out here by this fight for this second position from Brunner and Fletcher. As Fletcher's going to go too high, get into the wall. That's going to give Brunner a little breathing room. But Fletcher right back. Oh, Fletcher hits the wall a little harder that time, almost mounted it. James Fletcher trying to get all out of the car that he can. And it seems as if Brunner might run with that second spot while he has the chance.
It looked like Fletcher was trying to make the track a few inches wider in places. And there he goes again, slapping the wall in turn 2. He still sits in third. Skylar Woods, Cole Duggar coming through the B main. Worked his way up to the 5th spot. And then Butcher, Wallach, Brent, Burnt, and Brunner back here as at the start-finish line. John Brunner, Caden Carlson already coming out of turn 4. So almost on the same straightaway with 4 laps to go.
Definitely, there's going to be a little more contact further back. I think that was the 117 of Jim Butcher and Dean Wallach got into it. Wallach went around. He will drop. But meanwhile, we might have a fight for this 3rd place coming. Yeah, look, heck, for this 2nd place as Cole Duggar gets past Fletcher. There's a little argy-bargy, but they're going to keep it straight. Brunner hits the berm. That might cost him, as Duggar is going to try to go around the outside here. Tries to get that run off the corner. Does he have it? It looks like he does. Further back for that spot, Skylar Woods gets into James Fletcher. But Cole Duggar takes up that 2nd spot. And I wonder, Brunner's going to come right back at him. I wonder if Cole Duggar has anything for Caden Carlson.
Checker flag in the air. Carlson wins it. Then Duggar, Brunner, Skylar Woods, Jim Butcher, James Fletcher going to come home 6th. Tony Brent, Dean Burnt, John Brunner comes home 9th, and Dean Wallach, after a little bit of contact, he took the car to the infield. He will start 20th in the feature. We're going to get ready to move on to that feature, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by Scrub-A-Dub Car Wash. Nate Sievert and David Kinzerski are going to be on our front row. Row 2, Drake Hartzell and Ryan Fisher. Brady Harshberger and Chris Johnson in row 3. Row 4, Nick Sobiek and the king of the restart, Andy Gross. Behind him, Reed Rundle and J.J. Schilling. So your 2 pole sitters starting in row number 5. So we'll see Carlson and Duggar in row 6. Row 7, Randy Brunner and Skylar Woods. Jim Butcher and James Fletcher in row 8. Tony Brent and John Brunner in row 9. And Dean Burnt and Dean Wallach. The Dean and Dean show on the back. I don't see the 64 Randy Brown. There he is, popped onto the screen right as the camera panned by. So 25 laps of exciting pro late model action. DiscountShopTowels.com feature race going to get underway here. We'll be keeping our eyes on the 4th and 5th rows, 8th, 9th, 10th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, I guess it is, as those guys, some of the quickest guys in the room, and they got a lot of work to get up here and past some of these guys. You got Konjerski and Fisher, Sobiak all starting in front of them, so we'll see what they can do with making passes. 25 times around this tiny little quarter-mile speedway. Doesn't take long to wear the laps down quickly. We had a rash of cars at the beginning of the street stock race. Maybe they will avoid that here in the late models, and we can see if these guys can get into lap traffic real quick here.
Wouldn't doubt to say it, as they will turn 4. We will be green in the feature as there's a big contact. 2 cars goes around. I think those were our pole sitter and somebody else. Yeah.
All right, man, caution.
That's going to bring out a caution. I think that's what it's for, at least.
Yep, Sievert and I think Burnt and Brunner, maybe?
Wrecking.
I don't know who it was. Oh, it might have been Hartzell and Sievert. That's that. Oh, yeah, right there. Sievert got into the side of Konjerski. It ended up being Nick Sobiak.
Yeah.
And Sievert that went around. So we'll see who goes where.
It was, and then they also did some extracurricular after the caution had came out. If you guys went around, I think everybody's going to keep their position relatively. If someone doesn't tap, I hope Tony Brent is going to take some, if they can EOL for the tapping out. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do, especially if we keep getting cautions. See when we do potentially switch to single file restarts. But currently I think they are going to be trying to head back to green sometime soon as they get the grid sorted out.
Yeah, last time they extended cautions an extra lap for 3 or 4 cautions just to make sure the field was squared up, but I think they've pretty much got it this time. Looks like we're going to get ready to go back to the green flag. They're going to count the first lap, even though they didn't make it through turns 1 and 2. It's just the way iRacing does it. Pace truck is in. Green flag back in the air. We're underway. Konjerski and the Sievert again off that front row. And Konjerski and Andy Gross went right by Sievert on the outside. Pulls alongside Konjerski this time. And I think you're going to see that 14 car not waste a lot of time trying to get to the front here. He's going to use the middle. Big pile up behind.
Oh! There's a big pile up. Drake Hartzell and Nate Sievert got into it. Sievert then got launched on the front stretch. That might be his night over.
Yep, a couple of cars passed underneath that 22 car, one of them being Chris Johnson. So we'll see 22 car slowly working his way to the back of the pack. Doesn't look like that car's tracking very straight to me, but it's got enough damage it's hard to tell.
That was a scary sight, especially looking at the onboard of Johnson. He just goes under Sievert and then gets beaten, banged. That was a horrific crash for some of these guys.
Got a feeling we may be extending this caution unless these guys get tightened up here real quick like. Pace truck is headed in.
Let's see. As they round turn 3, I think everybody gets it relatively straight out, and they will be going. Konjerski got a better restart than Andy Gross. He's going to kind of pull up in front of Gross. That's going to force him up. They're going to go 3 wide here for the lead. Schillings. Konjerski has Gross gets into Konjerski. Konjerski up and over. And I wonder what will happen there.
We'll watch this again, and little contact right there. Konjerski had the car clear, goes down into 3 and 4, turns the car in and gets hit in the back again. So maybe just a little frustration out of the two of them back and forth with each other. We'll see what happens.
Thinking so. Trying to hear what the guys in race chat are saying down here. Andy Gross will take and tap out. Seems as if he has taken it, so he should get sent to the back, perhaps. Maybe
like he's
not.
Gonna start on the pole.
Yeah, that's bizarre. As they're gonna go back green. Gross with a good restart. He's gonna be using that upside to get some runoff into the corner. He's gonna pull away from Schilling and Sobiak
Fisher
on that bottom. Sobiak's coming right back at it on that bottom. There's going to be a fight here for the second place. They're going to go 4 wide for third place now.
Hartzell was up top, Fisher was in the middle, and Rundle came down on the bottom. And Andy Gross out in front and pulling away, looking for the sweep tonight. Schilling second, Hartzell, now Fisher and Fletcher going side by side. Tiny bit of contact. Cole Duggar tucked in behind that, and then Reed Rundle's back in there at 7th. Caden Carlson, Skylar Wood, and Jim Butcher, your top 10. But Andy Gross just driving away as he completes the 8th of 25 laps.
This is going to be intense, as that's going to be... Couldn't tell who that was getting launched in the background. But here comes Reed Rundle, on the bottom, fighting for that 4th spot, I think it is. This fight here is getting intense as we see the 126. I think that was a Dean Wallach and Nick Sobiak get into it behind, and that will bring out a caution.
Sobiak and Harshbarger touch down in 3 and 4. This is right in front of Wallach. And Wallach gets into the corner hot, hooks the left rear corner. And Sobiak triggers that caution by being sideways, but Dean Wallach got into the left rear corner of him and turned him most of the way around. So let's check and see who's where. Gross, Schilling, Hartzell, Duggar, Fisher, Rundle, Fletcher, Carlson, Butcher, and Harshbarger in the top 10 right now. Not quite halfway. Couple of laps short of being to halfway. We're working on caution number 4.
Wouldn't reckon to say that cautions will become single file if we get another one. The green flag comes out. Andy Gross with a great restart. Little contact further back behind. They're going to keep it green. Everybody's going to keep it together. They're going to head now through turn 4. Schillings gets a little bit into the wall, if I'm correct. He's going to be chasing down Andy Gross. Seems as if Schillings just throwing it hard into the corners. That's going to bring a caution. Don't exactly know where that was.
Jim Butcher, the 117 car back here. He was about 11th, I think. 9th or 11th. And on the restart, he just ends up backwards out of turn number 2. Got into Carlson. It was right on the front stretch, I guess. I thought it was on the back stretch, but he ends up sideways right in front of company, and a quick caution because the leaders were coming already by the time he got the car turned partway around.
Yeah. Tough break for him. Having a decent run. Is the pace truck is going to pull off? They're doing pacing as they will come through turn 3 and 4 now. Green flag back out. Rose gets a big jump, but we've seen it that Andy Gross, even though he gets the restarts, it seems as if Schillings can close up to him in the corner. We might see a fight for the lead here in just a second as Schillings trying to get it. Oh, that's not going to help well.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And they plow into the first corner. That's more of a car park than it is a turn.
Yeah, they made a parking lot out of turn 1, and this starts back here a ways. Yeah. Schilling got out of shape. Duggar tried to go to the inside. He ends up getting into Hartzell, and it starts a big chain reaction. I'm shocked by the cars that are piling in way after this.
But I was thinking.
Sievert went upside down. He was one of the late cars, and then the 46 of Brunner was really late getting to the party. and he still got the car in there and got into somebody. So.
Yep, unfortunately, we are going to see the grid start to relatively form back up. Guys take their positions back, and I think we're going to be seeing green very shortly. Not this lap, perhaps not the next lap, but very soon. Oh wait, nope, we will see it this lap as the front piles up and the pace truck pulls in. We're going to see the green flag again as the back of the pack didn't exactly have themselves together. They're going to go 3 wide here for the lead. Reed Rundle on the bottom.
Great
Gets
restart.
Yeah, trying to get it done here on Schilling. I think he's going to slide up in front of him. Move Reed Rundle up to second. I don't think it's over yet. I think Schilling has something for him. And this is exactly what Andy Gross wants to see, as he might start trying to run. Oh, contact between Schilling and Rundle. Gonna stay green, and that's gonna move Schilling very far back. Back to that 3rd spot in a major gap as the 7 car is gonna get up into the wall. But we might see a fight for the lead here, as it seems as if Rundle has closed up relatively to Gross.
Yeah, looks like Rundle's trying to run about a half a lane lower, trying to close it in. 8 to go this time. Just don't know if the bottom is going to be there running in the same tire tracks as the guy in front of you. And I think Rundle isn't going to go to the top shelf and see if he can use the momentum to close it up. I know Schilling probably will. He's running in 3rd right now with Ryan Fisher and Nick Sobiak 4th and 5th. But Rundle just not closing the gap. Now he'll get a shot, as James Fletcher, I think, was the car that died in this one, 75 machine. He was probably running about 10th here, 11th, somewhere in that neighborhood. And he's through turn 4, hits the fence pretty good there. And that might do it. As caution out for Mr. Fletcher, I think.
There is some anger from James Fletcher in the race chat. They're going to switch it to single file restarts now. Caden Carlson, unfortunately, that end to his night. And as well, Jim Butcher ended up upside down from that. Also going to be the end of his night. They're going to pile back up. I was incorrect. We are going to be... Nope, I was right. We are being single file.
We're under 10 to go here, so...
Rundle kind of closed up on Gross, and I was like, oh, maybe, and then I saw him go side by side, and I was like, oh, and then Reed in voice chat was like, nope, we're going single file. But they will pull off here, and Gross will go again, green flag. Rundle gets a good start. He's going to be there with Gross through turns 1 and 2, but here comes Schilling back on the top. Schilling wants that spot back. JJ Schillings has been dominant on that top side, and he's going to be there again. Talking with JJ before this race, he was looking very confident on the top, and he's going to go down to the bottom. He's going to try to slide up. He's going to get into the wall. 3 wide, out of corner exit between Rundle, Schilling, and Gross. This is getting intense now with 4 to go.
Yeah, Gross changed his thoughts. He went to the top shelf. Now Schilling trying to go late on the slider. He's going at him with everything he's got. Rundle and Gross now get around Schilling, and they're going to go at it. As soon as Schilling got there, Gross changed his line. He'd been patiently running the bottom. He's not doing that anymore. Now it's a battle for the lead between the 43 of Reed Rundle. Down on the inside, the 14 of Andy Gross. Up top, we'll see who's got what here as we come down to the white flag. This time out of turn number 4, and at the line, Rundle had it by about half a car. Can he hang on to it? Gross clipped the fence in 2 down the backstretch. Final time. 3 and 4, checkered flag in hand. Reed Rundle gets it done off the bottom. He'll pick up the win in the feature tonight. Andy Gross and JJ Schilling rounding out that top 3. Good run at the end, and Gross won it off the top in the street stocks. Rundle wins it off the bottom in the late models here in the late show. Bring these guys around, get them parked up.
Few of the guys doing some extracurricular after the checkered flag, potentially showing a little bit of unsatisfaction, I guess the word would be, if my English class.
Boys will be
Just me.
boys, I guess, and we'll just leave it at that. Let's get ready to get JJ in here. JJ Schilling, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, you sound disappointed, but you got another podium run in here tonight, man. Talk to us about the feature.
I'm just not disappointed. I don't know what to say, really. I don't know what the heck happened between the half hours between races, but that was not good. I'm probably going to get talked to after this by reading them, but that was just way too many goddamn yellows.
Well, we started off with a rash of them in the street stock show, and, it just looked like maybe the track got pretty slick in a few spots and cars were out of shape, guys behind, no time to really check up. We had a bunch of guys get bumped from behind and get turned around. You even got right rear damage. It looked like maybe you put it in the fence a couple times.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know how this is with the sprint cars and all that. Zach does too. When you're going to run the top, it's either spoiler on the wall or the right rear is going to touch the wall a lot. But I just don't know what happened. I'm like a momentum type of person, but this was not good.
Well, short track dirt racing on a bull ring, and sometimes things happen. You still come home with a great podium run. Some shout-outs about your hot rod tonight.
Yeah, this Brandon Hall Racing or Performance Motorsports Racing, and the Ryan Fisher for helping me out earlier, trying to get this thing back up and running. J&A Auto Trim LeMay Motorsports, Roscoff RV.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you about midweek over at Wednesday Night Warriors.
Yep, you should. My car should be done by then.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yep.
Third place.
JJ Schilling.
Sorry, buddy. Third place finisher JJ Schilling. Let's move on here. Let's get Andy up here, and we'll have you talk to Mr. Gross. I only have one question for him. Andy Gross,
Okay.
you there? That's not the question.
Yeah, I got you, Roger.
Well, Andy, it was a definite fight. You started to run away with it, but wasn't meant to be. Tell us about your race from your spot.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Good run. Just made some mistakes, bounced the car off the wall a couple times, and just used up my equipment too much and came home second.
Well, I got to know one thing. Early in the race, you had a little contact, and I forget who it was with now, but you end up getting the position one out of that whole deal. How did that work out? Because I didn't quite follow it.
So when I went in the corner, it looked like he had blinked, and I didn't know where his bumper was, and he was spinning in front of me. That's all I saw. So I don't know what it was, but that was from my perspective. And I did apologize to Dave Kajerski for that. It wasn't intentional. I even said that I would take the penalty for it. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you guys had contact right off the start there, and we weren't sure if maybe there was a little frustration for him slamming the door on you. You went down in there and maybe got into him a little harder than you thought you did. But good explanation of that, and I'm sure Zach's got another question or two for you.
No, I had no issues before that or anything. I mean, it's just part of racing, but you know what? I wouldn't intentionally just drive and spin somebody out, especially the leader.
Yeah, obviously, and I don't think anybody would want to. I'm kind of wondering, on that last restart, you started to seem like you switched the lines a little bit. You were kind of running that middle lane throughout the entire race, if I'm correct. What was your mentality going in after that last restart when you were fighting with Reed, Jay, up at the front? Did you decide to change lines, or were you kind of forced to?
Yeah, I thought I pressure from JJ coming up on the outside, and it was just comfortable to run in the middle, and it was still fast, and why tear up equipment during the beginning of the race? Save your stuff for the end, and when I went to the top, then I used up the equipment, and it just didn't work out for us tonight.
Well, unfortunately, but you still bring home a P2 here, got on the car this week that you need to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank Brian Heather Hamer from B&H Builders. I want to thank Nate Novak at Henco Water Jet Supply. Want to thank Paul Peterson at Shark RC Bodies. I want to thank Dave Kajerski at Ski Graphics. Again, I want to apologize to him for that incident. I want to thank my wife. I want to thank Discount Shop Towels for the sponsorship, the broadcast. You guys do a phenomenal job. A shout out to my wife, my boy Parker, my mom and stepdad, my dad, all the guys from the bait shop watching. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us. Your second place finisher tonight, Andy Gross. And we'll move on to tonight's winner. He gets it done on the bottom, that 43 car on the last restart. Reed Rundle, you got a copy?
I do, sir. How are you?
Oh, we are good. You must be feeling pretty good. You did it on the bottom, picked that thing up. We were talking, during your heat race, we talked about there's a change, it looks like, in that 43 camp car. Looks a little smoother, looks a little faster in both races tonight. You've had some bad luck this season. What's turning around right now?
Yeah, just keep plugging away. I mean, I was kind of disappointed to not get the podium in the street stocks. Cole had a great race and got by me on the outside. It just couldn't get off the corner. It was good there, but no, just continue to keep working on it and try and stay smooth and try to stay out of trouble. And it seemed like there was a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, a few extra cautions that most of the time we don't see, but maybe a product of being on a quarter-mile track. And looked like it's starting to get pretty slick through the middle out there. Best place for you is married to the bottom all night long?
Yeah, and I mean, to be very honest, at a couple times started on the outside and was able to run up there for a little bit. But then once I got down on the bottom, I don't think I would have had much time to get up to the top and, just trying to work it and keep the momentum going and get it turned and rotating and go from there.
Well, an awesome run. I'm sure you've got plenty of people you need to give shout-outs to for the hot rod tonight, so we'll let you get to that before we let you go celebrate.
Yeah, for sure. Buddies Racing Equipment, Pat Haney, Mueller Sales and Service, Brad, JJ Mueller, Premier Fabricating, and the wife for letting me do this. Central Services has been on here and there throughout the year with us and stuff like that. And you guys for doing, what you do each week. And of course, our sponsors, Discount Shop Towels for the late model divisions. Really appreciate them coming on board. And you guys are doing a great job on the broadcast.
All right, man. Now I look forward to seeing you a couple more times this week on Tuesday for Big Blocks and Wednesday too. But a great run tonight. Congratulations again. And I'll see you later this week.
Yes, you will, sir. Have a good night.
Your winner, show number 2, brings it home, the DiscountShopTowels.com late model series. Reed Rundle. Let's run through our results real quick. Rundle wins it. Gross was second. Schilling third. Sobiak comes home in fourth. Ryan Fisher fifth. Harshbarger in sixth. Seventh, Chris Johnson. Skylar Woods in eighth. Ninth, Tony Brandt. Cole Duggar in 10th. Dean Wallach in 11th. 12th for Drake Hartzell. Randy Brunner in 13th. Dean Burnt 14th tonight. John Brunner 15th. Nate Sievert was 16th. 17th to Jim Butcher. James Fletcher in 18th. Caden Carlson was 19th. And David Kinzerski, unfortunately, out early, wraps this one up in 20th. Final thoughts there, Mr. Krieger?
Well, it's like I think you said with Reed. This today was a product of a quarter-mile dirt track. Guys fighting left and right. They're trying to get the most out of their car that they can while racing respectfully. We're going to get cautions, unfortunately. For both races, I think we got some that could have been avoided, but I think in the end, next week when we move on, I think we're going to look back and we're going to say how good of a race this was. Of course, those last few laps here, that top 3 fight was definitely a big one and definitely one of the best races for the lead we've had this year, I would say.
Yeah, good racing all around. A few cautions, but you're going to have that kind of stuff. So we'll move on to the next one. Don't forget, tomorrow night is our next one. Dominic Santina back in the booth, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder 360 Sprint Car, Cedar Lake. They will be on open setups, so should see about 50 cars in there for that. I will see you guys again on Tuesday night for the PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series. They'll be back in the Big Block Mods. For myself, Dominic Santina, and Zach Krieger here at the Dirt Racing Network. Appreciate every time you guys tune in. Do not forget, like, share, and follow on the Facebook page. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. Till we see you guys the next time. Everybody keep it dirty.